Okay, so I have this, which I'm feeling a bit more hopeful about, and I have this in case this doesn't work. Now, what's going to make this especially interesting and especially challenging is I'm just about out of coal. I want to be very honest about that. Like, I am like concerned that this is even running at the moment, so I'm going to just go for it with no practice runs, and whatever happens, happens. And yeah, if by some chance it's successful, then I'll just use my remaining charcoal to heat treat this, like, you know, and whatnot. So we'll see how it goes, but this is going to be sketchy and fun. So woohoo! I have a pot of borax up next to my forge that I'm going to use. I'm going to heat this up, then I'm going to flux it once. Then I'm going to very slowly try to let it get up to what I'm assuming is forge welding temperature. They say until like the borax looks like it's bubbling on the surface and it's kind of like smoky. So we'll look for that and hopefully not overshoot or undershoot. So, you know, yippee, here we go. Hopefully that's enough. Oh, I hope this is right. Hopefully that was a pack. Felt solid. No, that's not good. Alright, get back in. No! Try again. Funny enough, I think this is actually welded, this like second. That's pretty funny. Let's see what we could possibly do about this. Tack welding the tip and see what happens from there. Hopefully, yeah, that's stuck. Awesome. Maybe there's hope left. That seemed like it took. Alright, great. Let's keep going. I'm going to try doing a full weld this time. We'll see how it goes. Still stuck. Oh, no, we're delaminated in the bag. Not too bad. We may be stuck everywhere else, so let's go back in. It's behaving like it's stuck. We'll do like one more for good measure, and then we'll try maybe moving it around a little, like drawing out or whatever. I'd like to think it's either stuck together or it's not now. switch sides and try the rounding side and see how this goes. If it blows apart, then alright. If it doesn't blow apart, then hooray. Alright, let's see how good our weld is. Oh my gosh, I forge welded something. That's amazing. Ah, first try. Well, not first try, but first proper try. Oh, that's awesome. We're not out of the woods yet, though. So, but still, this is great. Let's try drawing out then, shall we? Ecstatic. Awesome! I'm about to have to try something scary. If it blows to pieces, I'm going to be kind of upset. That's looking like a billet proper. I'd say that is well stuck together. That's incredible. I am super lucky. Alright, I'm gonna get super traditional and cut off the tip. Or cut the tip in, like you do with katanas. There we go. Gosh, shot that thing across the room. Oh, heck yeah, we're solid. Look at that. Ah, that's incredible. Alright. Still got a long way before it's a concept. I'm gonna go make sure that the pavement isn't burning. Okay, so this is what we ended up with. Now it's like about 8 inches long currently. It's gonna lose a little bit of length and a little bit of width because I'm gonna have to like grind it and stuff, so it's gonna lose thickness as well, whatever. With Tantos, you don't have to have a full tang. They have sometimes quarter tangs and half tangs. I would say half tang is probably like the most common as far as I know, or it might be 3/4, I'm not sure. Either way, the handle is not going to be super strong, but assuming that this makes it that far, which I'm hopeful that it will now, but we'll see, because once I start grinding, there could be delaminations and inclusions and all kinds of crap that I didn't see before, because, you know, let's face it, it's rough, and I'm not certain I would exactly know what to look for anyway, but if it makes it that far, then yeah, we'll be having like not a full tang for sure. At least I'm not sure how big it'll be yet. This will be a short Tanto. I probably should have started with like a bigger billet, I guess, but I was already worried that like making a 5-inch weld on my first time ever welding was going to be a pretty big task. And it was tricky, so, like, I don't know. First one, I'm psyched about it to freaking pieces, so, yeah. And we'll get back to heat treatment if it's, you know, again, suitable for heat treatment. Okay, so, I'm like pretty much out of coal, and we have to heat treat this knife, so I'm going to be using charcoal today. Now, the reason I kind of stopped using charcoal is it's super messy and throws stuff everywhere. Super pretty, though. Really pretty at night, especially. Before we move on to the heat treatment, though, I'm going to put my touch mark on the tang of the Tanto. That'll work. Alright, here we go for normalizing cycle number 1. Alright, time for normalization cycle number 2. Look at that. Just going crazy. Pretty though. Alright, that was normalization cycle number 2, and while we wait for this to, I just put fresh charcoal on it, while we wait for it to calm down a little bit, we're going to wait and let this cool down some. Then we'll do number 3! Okay, time for cycle number 3! Alright, and there's number 3. So, I'm going to let this cool off pretty well, prep the fire for heat treatment, make sure that the oil is around 120 degrees, and then we'll go for the quench. Okay, we're going to heat it up, and then we're going to quench it. Let's hope this is the birth of a blade. Surprised there's no flame on that. Okay, so here we are. And I won't lie, I've already seen if it's hard. And it is, in fact, hard. Hooray! Thank goodness. No twisting or bending or anything weird, it's just as it's supposed to be. Didn't delaminate. Didn't explode or anything nuts, so thank goodness. Oh, it's gonna be a Tanto. That's dope. And not just any Tanto, it's gonna be a Sanmai style Tanto. Guys, this is my first pattern welded steel. And yes, it's technically a pattern welded steel. It's not Damascus, mind you, but it's Something that in my opinion is a little bit prettier than Damascus, but I catch a lot of flack if I say that. Now I need to go inside and clean off some of the scale and then temper it.
Okay, y'all have to excuse wobbly wibbly cam mode, but I figured y'all might like to see the etch. I've acetoned the blade like pretty thoroughly. Then I put the nail polish on the edge and I'm letting it dry kinda. It's been drying for a minute, so it should be good. And here we have our ferric chloride shaken and ready to go. Let's see what it looks like then. I'm gonna dip it in, kinda jiggle it about, let it get agitated, all that good stuff. Y'all ready to see it? Ooh. Got something weird happening. A little bit though, because that shouldn't look like that on the edges. See, it should be like really dark, so I don't know what that means. It's almost like it didn't get hard right there. I don't know. We'll let it soak for a minute. Okay, time to take it out and see if anything has changed or what kind of conclusions we can maybe come up with from here. Not much change, really. That's so weird. God, it's really pretty, though. Okay, so what I'm thinking is either it got too hot when I was forge welding it and it decarburized some or something. That might make sense because it's really both ends that are not as dark. So I'm thinking maybe those two ends were like a little too close to burning than instead of welding. Or my heat treatment was not as good as I thought it was, because I mean, honestly, not to make excuses, but using that charcoal, it was kind of, I was having trouble getting it as hot as I thought it needed to be. Or in grinding the blade, I may have gotten the tip and this like back area a little bit too hot. Maybe that did it? I'm not sure, really, like what that change in coloration is about, because of that, the whole wavy bit, you see how it goes into that black? It should be more black than anything. That's kind of weird. But I'm going to dip this in some water now to neutralize it, stop the acid from etching. And I'm going to take some 1000 grit sandpaper to it and kind of see what it ends up looking like after that. And I'll be back. Okay, depressing revelation time. It's really pretty though, but as I suspected, the areas towards the tip and towards back here are probably not hardened. It was maybe that I got them too hot while grinding. While I was cleaning it, I dropped it and the tip bent, and I was like, alright, might as well test it. And I was able to pretty much bend it back. See, yeah, you can see it's like a little bit warped or whatever. So that was the definitive, you know, okay, it's not hard on the tip and probably back here either then. So yeah, don't know what's up with that. Still, really glad I forge welded though, and this is super, super pretty. I especially like this little notch right there. Something surprising that this mild still did though was it almost looks like really fine wrought iron, like after etching, which I think is just really freaking pretty. So yeah, get y'all some close-ups. Very, very pretty knife, I think, or knife blade rather. It's a super big shame that it didn't, or that maybe I messed up, I guess, the heat treatment on it. I'm still not sure. That's something that's really irritating though, is not knowing for certain, because like I would probably say, oh, it's my forge welding, because like I've never forge welded before. I've ground lots of things on the grinder before, and I don't think I've ever just burned one up that bad, except for like maybe a beginning knife. But yeah, I'm guessing maybe this one I did, or maybe it just wasn't ever hard to begin with. So who knows? That's frustrating, but I don't know. So what do y'all think? My original intent was, if it made it this far, I was going to make it into like a full-blown Tanto and use like or make a handle and sheath with a pin and everything. What do y'all think? Include a poll in the post. Do you think I should finish it, or kind of just let it be a sit on your desk kind of learning experience? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth continuing or not. It's really pretty, but a pretty knife is not a functional knife always. I don't know. I'll let y'all decide. But anyway, I feel like I learned a lot through this project anyway, so that was pretty dope. Still can't believe I forge welded something. That's freaking awesome. Okay. If y'all enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Dislike if you disliked it, I guess. I do a challenge build every other month. If y'all want to like get in on that, I let my Power Hammer tier patrons kind of vote between a couple designs that I'll make on something for a project, and basically the patrons get to pick. So yeah, it's kind of like an interactive-y, fun typey thing. So yeah, if y'all want to get in on that, the link is in the description and whatnot, and I'll quit shilling myself now. Alright, thank you guys for watching.